This holiday, bring home the sounds of the season with Megadeth. All your beloved favorites in one special collection.
Frosty the Snowman was a jolly, happy soul with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal.
The Little Drummer Boy.
Shall I play for you? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Blah, 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 ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Do you hear what I hear?
Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? It's death.
And many, many more.
Hi, we're Megadeth.
These are the carols we grew up loving.
And you'll love them too.
Or Santa will kick you.
In the throat!
This unique collection also features their hit duet with Jenny Lewis, Baby It's Cold Outside.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
No, seriously, I have to go away. I'm scared.
Thrashing through the snow, a very Megadeth Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho!
They show that once. that doesn't exist, by the way. Don't think it. Oh shit! I forgot the. Ah, god damn it! I thought I switched it. Hang on.
This
Oh, I thought I switched it. I'm sorry. Hang on a second. This was up the whole time. I don't even remember.
This holiday, bring home the sounds of the season with Megadeth. All your beloved favorites in one special collection.
Frosty the Snowman was a jolly,
I was just trying to play.
nose and 2 eyes made out of coal.
The Little Drummer Boy.
Shall I play for you? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Blah, 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 ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Do you hear what I hear?
Do you hear what I hear? Do you hear what I hear? It's death.
And many, many more.
Hi, we're Megadeth.
These are the carols we grew up loving.
And you'll love them too.
Or Santa will kick you.
In the throat!
This unique collection also features their hit duet with Jenny Lewis, Baby It's Cold Outside.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
No, seriously, I have to go away. I'm scared.
Thrashing through the snow, a very Megadeth Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho!
Oh god. I thought I switched it too, and that came up. Okay, let's been more about the play, by the way. Oh god. All right, so I'll get this out of the way real quick. So, Ubisoft recently announced that Beyond Good and Evil 2, the sequel to the original Beyond Good and Evil 2, has been in development for 15 years, and it just passed the development time that Duke Nukem Forever had, which was 15 years. They say it's 14, but it was 15. It started in 96. Okay, first and foremost, I feel for Beyond Good and Evil fans, even though I'm not a fan of the franchise. I'm sitting there saying, how the fuck is that going to take so goddamn long? If you think Duke Nukem Forever was a good game, no, it wasn't. It came out, Gearbox finished it, although we're starting to question some of the choices they made. It's not a good game. And when I realized it, I went on Steam and found it for over $5 on sale. Usually goes for $20. It ain't worth $20. And it doesn't sell shit, by the way. So we're going to play it. We're not going to beat the game. Don't ask. We're not going to go that far. Anyway, we're going to play the game. I got Hershey's Kisses. Well, let's go. I'll suffer for one day.
Yeah, I'm looking good.
No, you're not. Yeah, the game's so poorly optimized, by the way, even this has screen tearing if you turn the VSync off. This had 5 developers.
I'm back, baby.
The list goes on and on. Yeah, Call of Duty Nukem Forever took forever to make. Okay, let's get this out of the way, okay? Duke Nukem was a joke. That's it. Okay? Like, the first 2 games were side-scrollers. But they were fun, okay? They were dumb and they were fun. The third one came out. The third one was literally like redesigning first-person shooters and stuff. It took it to a whole nother level. But it was dumb. It was a smart shooter with a dumb character, okay? It was a parody on action movies. That's all it was. No one ever took it seriously. And if anyone did, they got their asses handed to them. And then they're like, oh, we're going to make another one. Okay, cool. And then they had one trailer back in 1998 that had a lot of stuff in it. And then they rebooted the game again. And then, okay, they had the trailer in 2001, which was epic. In fact, we're wondering how that game never got released. And then they halted development. And they decided to rebuild the game again from ground up with a brand new engine. They called it Homegrown. It was actually the Doom 3 engine, or Tech 4. And then we had to wait until 2007 to get a teaser for the game that was going to be this. But let me tell you right now, this game is so poorly optimized. Like, I turned VSync on and crashed the game. Not only crashed the game, it crashed the PC. It stayed on, thank God, but still. Again, what am I in for? New campaign. Yeah, not done. Everybody doesn't really. We'll do. Yeah, let's rock. Let's do it. If you play this on console, by the way, the load times were like long, which just shows you how poorly optimized it was.
Those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
By the way, there were other lines recorded for this that had way more punch to them, but for some reason, someone at Gearbox picked the ones with less punch. I don't even know.
This is taking forever. Time to stop pissing around and get this big guy back into action.
You can do this all day if you want. It doesn't make a difference. This is how the game starts.
Much better.
Oh, he actually stops it? He actually stops now? I don't know what's going on. I really don't. There's a piece of shit in one of these toilets. I'm not going to grab and save you the pain, but yeah, it's that. I'll save you the stress.
All right, step 1, Alpha Team straight up the middle. Blake, flank left. Phillips and I head around. That's step 2. Step 3 is,
Prophet?
Right! You ready? 1, 2, break!
What do you think, Duke? Want to add something to the whiteboard?
I want to add something to the whiteboard. All right. Now, for those of you who don't know, what really...
We could really use some input, Duke, if you just want to add your thoughts to the plan now.
Shut up!
Time, Duke.
Okay, so what really hurt the game was, you know what? Probably after we play the first like level or something, I'll go to a documentary that shows basically what happened. Not a very long one. And I swear to God, like, what really killed development was Call of Duty 4 came out, and the developer was like, or George Broussard actually is one who takes the blame for this, was all like, we gotta do that in a classic shooter. Which makes no sense. Alright, here we go. let's just do this.
Get ready! Holy shit! Look at the size of that motherfucker! What the hell? Incoming! Hey pal, what are you gonna do? Save the world all by yourself?
Take a drink of water first. Let's go.
Alien spy!
So we got a sprint. We got a zoom.
Watch out! Incoming! Heads up! Alright, we got him.
We gotta hold a button to pick up weapons.
It's down to you and me, you one-eyed freak.
This is the end of the last game, by the way. And of course, like always, I got a sprint.
Come in, Delta Kappa Echo. Come in, Delta Kappa Echo. Acknowledge. This is Yankee 19. Ammo resupply is on the way.
Delta Kappa, whatever. This game is another reason why I don't like Call of Duty. I mean, Warzone 2.0 is okay, but still. We also have regenerating health. I forgot to mention that.
Supplies are dropped. Smoke trail, mark the spot.
Oh, really? At this point, you're saying, this looks awesome, Dan. What are you talking about? No, you really don't know. Quick time events that no one asked for.
Ammo supplies are dropped. Smoke trail, mark the spot.
It's good.
Put your hands up like this and say it's good. Like the fuck it.
Ooh. Oh yeah, right there. Oh yeah.
That was fun. Was it good for you, baby? What about the game, Duke? Was it any good?
Yeah, but after 12 fucking years, it should be.
Well,
ain't.
anytime you want to play again, just let us know. Look, Duke, they're playing our video. Your hair looked so good that day. I know, right? So did yours.
Tune in tonight at midnight to see my interview with the one, the only Duke Nukem. He'll talk about his new...
And there are still no reports of any activity from the alien ships. In his speech
By this point, we'd be shooting shit.
he remains cautious.
We're watching a fucking news report.
Regarding the recent alien visitation. He urged all citizens to avoid taking any actions that may seem aggressive, such as discharging firearms or making lewd gestures in the vicinity of the ships. On a related note, Giddy Flora's flower shop has filed the first...
I don't know.
related to the
It all still sounds pretty scary. I can see the ships from here. I wonder if it's the same aliens you had to fight 12 years ago. Of course they are, silly. Why do you think they came back? It's because Duke lives here, hello. But you'll protect
This is
everyone.
insufferable.
What's wrong about them, won't
It
you?
really
Duke?
is.
You haven't lost your touch. Oh, Duke, be careful out there. We'll see you at the party after the show, Kay.
Yeah, just like just like Halo. Oh, you're so badass. We like how badass you are. We're gonna suck your dick. We're gonna do all this shit. That wasn't the original fucking game. Or the third one. No, that game, no. You actually had to earn that shit.
Look at my ass. Do it now.
Yeah, you can take a piss. You can do all this cool stuff. Let's do it again. Increases your ego. Yeah, you're regenerating health this time, by the way. Regenerating health in a Duke Nukem game. Yeah, get your popcorn ready. Oh, really? Get your pop. That's the most amazing thing you're gonna see all day. This is one of the promises they made too. Interactivity.
Ooh.
Shit!
Oh, look at this. You now have a rich pad. Oh, wow. Because you're so badass. Look at this. You went to space. Whatever the fuck that is. Killed Jaws. You get Oscars. Yeah, yeah. The shit no one cares about. The fact that it jumped through the window getting the action is the part that gets me. Another load screen. Oh shit. Another fucking load screen. Just... Yeah.
Oh my god, it's Duke! Look, y'all! Duke Nukem! Oh my god, look!
I'm sure one of them's got HIV. Oh, look at this. That's Duke. Again. This is what they were trying to cater to.
Look, there's Duke.
And the Far Cry audience, too.
Hey, glad to see you, Duke.
I'm not.
Hey, what's up?
We interrupt this broadcast for a special news bulletin. Eyewitnesses have confirmed that several aliens have descended from the mothership and are now reportedly in line at the Duke Burger on the Vegas Strip. No hostility has been observed.
Oh, invisible walls. Yeah, they had to put that shit here.
Keep a safe distance from the visitors.
Invisible walls in a Duke Nukem game.
This has been a News 17 special report.
Why doesn't somebody do something to protect us? Isn't this what we pay the government for?
Rock, Duke Nukem's here.
How you doing?
Gotta remain professional, mustn't fanboy, must not fanboy, but oh my god, it's Duke Nukem! I named my daughter Duquette! I even got her tiny toy rocket launchers to play with. I hope she grows up to be just like you. You should record another album.
Well, the last game didn't do any of this shit. They didn't do any of that. No, they didn't have to tell you how badass you were. You were badass when you beat the fucking game. To be fair, the new Doom games actually do the same mistake. Oh, here, look. We got some of this down here. Piece of shit. All new interactivity.
Hi there. You're even better looking in person. After the show, I want your autograph somewhere special.
Excuse me, Duke Nukem? Yeah, my kid's a real big fan. Go on and ask him, Jimmy.
Mr. Nukem, will you sign this for me?
Sure, kid. but I better not find this on eBay.
You can write your name down, by the way, if you want. Change colors while we're at it. I'll try selling that shit.
I want to grow up to be just like you.
Take your pills, vitamins, every day, and you might grow up to be as awesome as me.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Newcomb. Wow, he's so cool.
Yeah, I thought he'd be taller.
Looking good, Duke.
Sorry, Duke. Looks like they're shutting us down for the night. On slow days, all I hear is Johnny, 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 but a couple of those aliens come down and suddenly it's all news, all channels. Half the damn crew is left to see what they're up to at Duke Burger. Gotta wonder if they timed it with you coming on the show and all.
Yeah, they...
I gotta find out what the hell is going on around here.
You fucking amateur! Are you kidding me? I'm trying to do a...
Yes, he did a Christian Bale
thanks,
joke. No, we're not gonna sit through it.
A douche.
The aliens have returned! Run!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing temporary power fluctuations. Please bear with us and enjoy your stay at Duke Nukem's Lady Killer Casino.
I have to remind everyone, we still haven't done shit yet. We redid the boss fight from the last game, and that's it. Listen to a bunch of fucking fanboys and all kinds of other dumb shit. Hey, he lives on floor 69, yeah. We still gotta repeatedly push the button. I don't There's a gun. Can I use it?
Please make your way to the
Can I? I want to use it. I would like to. You can't use it. You can't use the gun. You can't. There's a statue. You can't use that. There's an eyeball. You can't use that. There's two of those asshole pig cops up there. You can't use them. There's a microphone. I can't use that. Devastator. I can't use that. I forgot what the fuck that is. Can't use that. I have to get in line to, okay.
Hey, get lost, pal. The king needs his throne.
No way, man, no way! I'm not leaving until I get my picture on this throne. I've waited years for this.
Bullshit! You get the fuck out of it! I can't kill him.
Hey,
I
you
can't.
hit that picture button over there?
I can't kill him. I just. I can't
Come on,
kill him.
man, help me out.
Can I just grab him and just throw him off? That won't. Fucking. Yeah, there's your fucking picture. And the shit was timed!
Thanks, man. I can't wait to check my mail.
You could have pushed the button yourself and sat on the. Fuck this game. Fuck this game. We haven't done anything yet. The Duke Cave. He's got a cave now. The last game, he was just driving through the streets, and all of a sudden they blew up his car, and he had to take the... Who's gonna be on the phone next? The goddamn president? Probably an outdated one, too.
Welcome, Duke. You have an incoming conference call. General Graves and the President are both online.
Oh, wow, the president's on the fucking line.
Hello, Duke. You know I don't like long speeches, so I'll keep this brief. I'm issuing you a direct order not to engage in hostile interaction with the alien visitors. This is effective immediately. I will not have our future intergalactic negotiations ruined by rash action. The national budget is still recovering after the week-long binge of horror and Holocaust you wreaked upon Los Angeles 12 years ago. I won't see this opportunity for peace squandered.
I know you don't like this, Duke, but we can't go in with guns blazing just yet. The president thinks this time might be different, and I tend to agree. You kicked their asses pretty hard last time. Maybe the president's right to say we shouldn't just assume they're here to get trouble. Maybe they finally realize they can't win a war against America as long as you're alive.
Duke, you're a relic from a different era. This is a new age for humanity. We can't afford to shoot first and ask questions later just because...
Stop taking this shit seriously!
Diplomatic discussions with the cycloid emperor...
Where's an enemy? When do I get a gun? That's all I want!
Emperor himself. You're not required to not...
I just want a gun. Just give me a gun. I want a gun.
Duke, I know this is hard for you.
Listen, could you give me a gun? Just a gun. Any gun. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a bubble gun. Something.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, really?
Alien life form detected.
No shit!
No, I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Oh, don't tell me there's a turret section. Don't tell me there is. I get hit. I get hit from that.
Access denied. Red keycard required.
Key card? I don't need no fucking key card.
Oh, now he picks him up automatically.
I'm from Las Vegas, and I say kill them all.
No, Duke, you're not from Las Vegas. You're from LA. Grease our ego. Gonna do all this shit. Why?
Looks like those alien bastards drank all my beer.
They have to fucking...
Time to kick ass.
I wonder if they fixed the pinball game.
I've
No,
got
they didn't
balls
fix
of
it.
fail.
Let's increase our health even further. Hell. Where's the goddamn... There it is. He missed? He fucking missed. He's still They claim this game will be state of the art, by the way. Hold on, they get the crouching button, just like Call of Duty. Just to let you know you're crouching. I can drink beer. You don't think you're gonna have to do that. That was like a celebration or some shit. Makes you. What the fuck am I playing? What the fuck?
Warning. Power outage. Please use your Duke vision.
I have Duke Fish, what? There's no reason for this shit. I still don't have a gun, by the way. There's still no gun. I don't have a gun. I still don't have it.
Bada bing.
So I can see in the dark, but these dumbasses can't. That makes no sense. Why would they cut the power on themselves if they can't see shit? Oh, there's an execute button? Oh, now I get a gun?
Energy cells.
They finally gave me a fucking gun. I can't believe it.
Oh yeah, it's ass kicking time.
Reactor offline. Replace 2 energy cells. Reactor offline. Replace the last energy cell.
Nice energy cell. Where the fuck is it? Oh, is it in here? Oh, now they can see in the fucking dark? And that shit, I guess I could turn it off now. This is closer to Duke Nukem here, but it still sucks. Fall the fuck off. That was probably the only other Duke Nukem thing that was in this goddamn game. Why do I gotta push buttons to open fucking doors? What the? I play Portal, okay, fine, but I'm playing Duke Nukem.
You really know how to turn a girl on.
Oh, don't flatter me.
Power on. Now it's time to kick some ass.
Steroids steroids? What the fuck?
Time for some roid rage.
I mean, we all know he did steroids, but it was a goddamn joke.
Take a teleport to hell. Ooh, nasty.
The pit cops show up.
Who wants white meat, huh? Who wants it?
And they're not using shotguns anymore.
Warning, hostiles ahead. Please arm yourself.
They finally give me a gun! They finally give me a fucking gun! Do I get to use it? Oh shit, it actually works! I have to reload. What the hell? Oh, and they give you a laser sight, like the crosshair isn't enough. Fuck you.
Who's next? Promised you last? I lied.
Get stuck on shit on fucking hell. Congratulations, asshole. That's the execution. That's the execution. That's beautiful. That's, oh god. This is a spaceship, right? Spaceship. We're gonna do more stuff, right? It has to fucking load. It has to load again. I got him on an SSD. Don't tell me this is a turret section. Don't tell me this is a turret section. This is not a turret section. This is not, no, this is not. This is not a turret, it's a turret section. It's a goddamn turret section. 15 fucking years. Alright, where are the glowing parts I gotta shoot? Because apparently... Give me a gun, but I can't fucking shoot? Oh, now I can't. The gun overheats. The fucking gun overheats. Fucking dumbass right now. I really do. I'm getting achievements for just killing. You didn't have achievements back in the older games. get one achievement. You beat the game. That was it.
Rest in pieces.
That's only one part of the spaceship, though. There's still like 3 other ones. It's a cutscene. Accepted. 4 hours later? 4 fucking hours later! That shit knocked you. You know what? Hang on. It's. I'm not even gonna switch the screen. Let's go back to 3D. Let me show you what happens in 3D. Let's play the first level just to give you an example. Yeah, atomic edition. Let's go. This was the last game we got. Watch this. Explosive intro. There we go. Duke Nukem 3D. New game. LA Meltdown.
Come get some. Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shit.
It is. I forgot. I turned. Hang on. I know why I'm not doing so good. Ah, that's what happened. Oh yeah, I fucked with it. I changed a few things around. Video mode. No, we're going polymost. I need the crosshair on. God damn it. Let's press here? Yes. I mean, this game had the same stuff the other ones had. It's just, you know, better. Shit! You got my point. I mean, this is like... That's literally the first fucking level. We gotta sit through all that other shit. Let's play a little more. We'll play a little bit more and then I'll show a documentary. Just to show how fucked up it was. No, we're not sitting through all that again. Campaign, continue. Yeah, auto-saving. Yeah, we need that. I have to do this shit again? Fuck it, we're going to the documentary. We'll go to the documentary. Oh, fine. Oh, God. Ah, shit. Yeah, my typing skills have gotten worse over the years. Let's see. Duke. Here we go.
Hello, and welcome to another splendiferous episode of Wahapa, the show where it's time to talk about Duke. So yeah, let's skip the pleasantries and the foreplay and get straight to the rough ride that was the 15-year development cycle of the most infamous first-person shooter of, yeah, scratch that, the most infamous game of all time. So before we ram our fists deep into the never-ending dark hole that is 3D Realms, Engine Switches, and George Broussard, let's take you back to the turbulent and raucous time period of 1991. Duke Nukem hits the PC scene in June, and it's a fine run-and-gun platformer. Sells pretty good, stars a muscular blonde hero, and it was published by Apogee. 1993 sees the release of Duke Nukem 2 and is a better game in pretty much every respect. A pleasant little history lesson there about an up-and-coming franchise and wow! It's 1996, biatch! Duke Nukem 3 explodes all over your mom and revolutionizes the world! Strippers, pig cops, urinals, jetpacks, holodukes. What's a holoduke? Who cares? So yeah, to say that the transition to a 3D FPS was a good move for the franchise would be an under-fucking statement. Jokes aside, the build engine did make people turn their heads from their Dooms or their Heretics as it presented almost limitless interaction with the game world. This engine was marvelously robust in that it let players freely look around the environment, jump to their heart's content, experience lots of in-game scripted sequences, and it also didn't hurt that the crude sense of humor, unique weapons, and dynamic maps all contributed to Duke 3D's popularity. So much so that in the late 90s, Duke was everywhere. Multiple spin-off games, total conversions, action figures. Mr. Nukem was actually in vogue for a little while. As for what type of character he is, well, he's basically...
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hail to the king, baby.
So yeah, now you know everything there is about Duke Nukem. Another name that was in vogue was George Broussard, who worked as a designer on Duke 2 and had climbed up to a producer role in the franchise within 3D Realms. Now, despite a crazy amount of ports on the N64, the Saturn, the Gamecom, and the spin-offs like Zero Hour or Land of the Babes, none of these were actually full-fledged sequels to Duke 3D. So while third parties were busy over here handling Duke Mania, 3D Realms started kicking around ideas for what to do for a follow-up. So, in 1997, the company officially announced the next adventure for Mr. Nukem would be dubbed Duke Nukem Forever, an already outdated reference to the third Batman movie that released 2 years prior. DNF was originally going to run on the Quake engine, since id was licensing it out to third parties in and around that time frame. This is funny if you played Duke 3D, as one of the levels had you destroying a building similar to id's Texas-based headquarters before Duke calmly uttered,
I ain't afraid of no Quake.
"Don't want this!" But never mind all that, the Quake engine isn't being used anymore. Wait, what? Because Quake 2 was scheduled to come out in December of that year, 3D Realms and George Broussard didn't want their game using outdated technology. That's so silly. So when DNF was officially announced in April of 97, they proudly claimed it would run on id Tech 2. The game already had an engine switch before the public even knew it existed. This is going to be a running theme. Later that year, in November, the first screenshots of DNF are shown in a series of pages that were bound together to form what was called a gaming magazine. It seemed like progress was being made, as it should be, because Duke was scheduled to arrive on PCs in 1998. The following E3, the first video footage of Forever is shown to the public, and it looks good. Can't wait to play that. Gonna come out soon. 1 month later, 3D Realms announces that the game is going to be switching engines from id Tech 2 to Unreal. So by this point, they've already wasted time and money licensing out 2 different engines and wound up using neither. This all comes back to George Broussard, as he really did want Duke to shine on the best possible technology. It also became quickly known around the 3D Realms office that Georgie Boy would tend to get sidetracked every time new games or engines would be released while they were still knee-deep in development. Oh, the Quake engine! Cool, wait, no, Quake 2! What? Unreal? That's an actual in-game screenshot! Well, team, let's go back to the drawing board! That's me putting words into his mouth, but what did Mr. Broussard actually have to say about all this? The switch to Unreal Engine was simply a business decision, and
bullshit. And what he said was actually true. Oh, we need this. We need that. We need to switch engines again. We gotta do it gets worse. Keep watching.
It came down to what we wanted to do with Duke Nukem Forever and how best to achieve it. It's important to note that this decision has nothing to do with id Software and our relationship with them, which still remains very strong. Yeah, super tight. Love those guys. We blew up the building, biatch! So yeah, changing from id's Tech to Epic's in the same year your game was supposed to originally release is probably going to be detrimental to your game releasing. But again, George swooped in to allay those fears by saying, the game should not be significantly delayed, but it will take some time to get up to speed with the new engine and learn how to exploit it. Fortunately, all our game data would transfer very easily, and we see being back to where we were at E3 within a month to 6 weeks. That's...
Okay, so just so we understand something real quick. Game development back then was like a year. 2 years tops. Okay, you didn't wait long for a game to come out. Put that into perspective.
Not how that works. Anyway, DNF is now expected to release in 1999, and its title is a reference to a movie that then was 5 years old. Okay, so the Unreal Engine is some sexy stuff. Whoa, look at those polygons. That's good. Okay, we're settled on that. Now we can just transfer our 3 years of work between two completely different development environments. That's going to be easy. No problems there. We are set to go. We're firing on all cylinders. Let's make this happen. What happened? Okay. Whew. All right. Here we go. So, 3D Realms issues absolutely no updates for the majority of 1999 until November, where PC Gamer again featured Duke on the cover with the "Miss Me?" tagline. Yes, we missed you, you son of a bitch. What happened to that whole 6 weeks jazz? At the very least, the screenshots looked good, even sort of cutting edge. Still though, I have a sneaking suspicion it might run into further trouble down the line. Also, there is no longer anything approaching a release date anymore, as their last target of 1999 was, no longer realistic. 1 month later, DNF's publisher GT Interactive is purchased by Infogrames. Nobody really cares that much. 5 months later, the Gathering of Developers, the group that was comprised of a number of companies, 3D Realms included, is purchased by Take-Two. 5 months later, again, it is now August 2000. The Duke Nukem IP and the Forever publishing rights are then sold from Infogrames to a combination of 3D Realms and Take-Two, with Take-Two getting the back catalog of older Duke titles as well as a stake in future projects. It's a little messy here, and spoilers, it's gonna get messier. See, Take-Two and 3D Realms, Take-Two and George Broussard never really got along, and this is one of the main factors the rest of the game's development history was a little rocky. For those still trying to keep track, all of 2000 went without any significant updates on the...
Keep in mind, Take-Two was probably the smart one in this when they were like, get the game done. You've been at it for 4 fucking years, get it done. And it's not done.
Game itself, but that would finally change at E3 2001. The longest, most detailed look at DNF yet was releasing a trailer that showed lots of NPCs speaking, things blowing up, a heavy focus on Las Vegas, and games still looked pretty good. But by this point, lots of FPSs were looking pretty good. Serious Sam was released, Alien vs. Predator 2 returned to Castle Wolfenstein, and a little indie title called Halo. The first-person shooter world was quickly evolving outside the windows of the 3D Realms office. It would behoove them to release the game, pretty soon. 2 years later. It's now 2003. No new media has been released for the game since that 2001 E3, so Take-Two CEO Jeffrey Lapin, let it be known that DNF would again not make any sort of release date that year. He also felt it necessary to add that he was writing off $5.5 million from Take-Two's earnings to cover the fact the game would miss that release window. You've awoken the beast! Rising from his 2-year Odin sleep, George Broussard actually said in a statement, Take-Two needs to shut the fuck up. We don't want Take-Two saying stupid-ass things in public for the sole reason of helping out their stock. It's our time and our money that we are spending on the game. So either we're absolutely stupid and clueless, or we believe in what we're working on. That's an actual quote that was said by someone who worked for $1 million company. In the same year, it was also put forward that 3D Realms was actually comprised of only 18 full-time members. A former employee said that Broussard and 3D Realms founder Scott Miller were still developing games with a 1995 mentality, meaning they had been working on DNF for so long they were not hiring enough staff to keep up with the workload. 3D Realms was developing within a bubble, not even aware of how other companies were working and shipping titles anymore. The year was capped off by Jeff Lapin's lips getting looser as he confirmed that 3D Realms expected the game to release at the end of 2004 or at the very least the start of 2005, which George later denied. In fact, 3D Realms had stopped committing to any solid release dates by this point, and whenever asked for one, George would famously say, "When it's done." January 2006. The HD era of gaming was upon us, and in an interview, Broussard bursts out of another 3-year George sleep to say, "We're just basically pulling it all together and trying to make it fun."
Yeah, just so we're clear, we started this when the PlayStation 1 was out. And the N64 had just gotten released. We're all the way in the PlayStation 3. And it still ain't fucking out.
Jeff Lappin speaks up once more, saying that they negotiated a new clause in the Duke Nukem Forever deal, saying that if 3D Realms somehow managed to ship the game before December 29th of that year, there would be a $500,000 completion bonus. George stomped and hollered and said there would be no plans to release the game that year, and that they didn't request or want any sort of bonus. And finally, that they would never ship a game early. Now, while the cheek of that statement is still stunning you, let us back up just a bit. You know who might want that completion bonus? The 3D Realms employees, the ones in the trenches. For many of them, at that point, DNF was the only game they had ever worked on, so their resumes were, a little light. Very few of them had experience in different genres or were familiar with other development skills and tool sets, limiting their future hiring potential. Also, 3D Realms didn't pay them much. In fact, it was below the industry standard. Their business model was to keep weekly wages low and instead offer profit share when the games came out. Sounds good on paper, but when your game has been in development for 9 years, then not a lot of profit is being shared by not a lot of people. So why even stay? Therefore, in early 2007, the 10-year anniversary of DNF being announced, a mass exodus of employees rocked the company, although exact numbers are not known. The game was still not done, and people just had to move on because that promise of profit share upon the game's success was looking farther and farther away. This was the first big wake-up call for George Broussard. He and 3D Realms CEO Scott Miller were in fact paying for most of the development themselves, but that money was drying up. They realized they needed to cross that invisible finish line, wherever it was, so they hired a fresh batch of employees and soldiered on. December 2007, a short teaser of the game is released. Remember this one? The one that doesn't show any gameplay? This was the first publicly released footage of DNF since E3 2001, 6 years ago. Now, despite the minimalist approach of the trailer, apparently a lot of progress had been made that year, which was mostly due to the hiring of one Brian Hook, who nestled into a project lead position and answered only to George. Even more importantly, however, he knew when to not answer George. It was reported that Brian was the first project lead that could successfully rebuff George's requests for tweaks and changes, and would deny them if he felt it would slow the game down. 2008. This was just about the time where Broussard and Scott Miller's relationship started to fracture. While 3D Realms had always been flush with cash from the late 90s, Scott trusted George would get it all done eventually, but didn't think it would take 11 years to do so. Despite the short-lived Jace Hall show getting a shaky cam look at actual gameplay, it didn't do much to reinvigorate interest in the game in general. They needed to speak to Take-Two and ask for additional funding if they wanted to finish the project. And by 2008, they actually weren't far off. For real, the game was pretty cohesive now. This, however, due to the bad blood that already existed between the two companies, was something neither of them were really looking forward to. Still though, they sucked it up and asked for $6 million to complete Duke Nukem Forever. While the details of this meeting are not directly documented, George and Scott alleged that Take-Two initially agreed, but then later lowballed them with a $2.5 million offer instead. Take-Two said that wasn't accurate and maintained they offered that 2.5 number up front and another 2.5 upon completion. George just rejected this offer just straight up and said he was shutting down full-time development in early 2009, which by all accounts was probably just a bluff that didn't pan out. For the next year, an ugly legal battle ensued. He said, she said bullshit was uttered, and both companies finally just threw up their hands in 2010 and dismissed the entire thing outright. Be that as it may, Take-Two was still not funding anything, so, everyone just kinda reached a stalemate. A few remaining members of 3D Realms were working on the game in their spare time at home, but as you can imagine, minimal progress was being made. These few developers eventually decided to form Triptych Games and rented a small office space in a larger building in Frisco, Texas, which just so happened to also be the home of Gearbox Software. Enter Mysterio himself, Randy Pitchford. Old Magic Randy actually worked at 3D Realms back in early '97 and even spent a few weeks on Duke Nukem Forever, weirdly enough. Triptych asked Gearbox if they would fund the game, which eventually led to a heartbreaking meeting between Pitchford and Broussard. Randy reminisced that George was humbled by his failure to deliver the game, stating, "This is the worst day of my life." Randy, having a soft spot for Duke, felt he could save the game. He spoke to Take-Two, made a pitch, promised they could release it by the end of 2011 across 3 different platforms, and with the help of Piranha Software, who did the console versions and multiplayer, got her done by summer of 2011. In the deal, Gearbox actually acquired the Duke Nukem IP. 3D Realms kept their doors open, and that one guy who pre-ordered the game back in 2001 got his own copy and a care package from Gearbox. Everyone wins! Except they didn't, because the game wasn't very good.
Boo! You stink!
So yeah, don't want to spend too much time on it, but with a 15-year development cycle, there was no way the game was going to live up to any amount of hype, justified or not. It wasn't especially good looking, it had tone-deaf and outdated humor.
I know right where I'd stick him.
Bland gameplay, poor pacing and technical performance, and unsurprisingly, was very different from all the old trailers fans had been seeing for years. Apparently, around the radio silent years of the mid-aughts, somewhere around there, everything seen up until that point had been scrapped and work had started anew. Anyway, the final game reviewed pretty poorly and sold around 370,000 copies in its launch month across all versions. Because much of its development was paid for by 3D Realms and some by Gearbox, Take-Two stated that DNF actually became profitable for them. I guess that's good? So that concludes the odyssey that was Duke Nukem Forever, except it super doesn't. Now it's time for a new segment called What Else Happened? June 2013. 3D Realms sues Gearbox for unpaid royalties and missing liquid assets from having sold them the rights to the Duke IP, but then just dropped the suit 3 months later and publicly apologized for the incident, saying they had worked out their dispute amicably. And with that, we can conclude the saga of February 2014. Gearbox sues 3D Realms and Apogee Software for attempting to develop a new game called Duke Nukem Mass Destruction. Gearbox held the rights to the IP, so they were all like, what the fuck are you guys doing? 3D Realms then issued another apology and admitted that yes, they were in the wrong trying to start up another Duke game without Gearbox's permission. So yes, okay, that's actually the end to the 15-year magnum opus that was the rise, then fall, then the rise, then the fall of Duke Nukem Forever. 3D Realms and Voidpoint are now developing the promising-looking FPS Ion Maiden, which runs on a modified build engine, which is what they should have done from the start. And George Broussard seems to have retired from active game development and now has a very pleasant and wholesome Twitter where he posts sketchbook art and cats. Gearbox? Well, they awkwardly kind of crammed Duke Nukem into Bulletstorm the Full Clip Edition for some reason, but not before they nailed Aliens Colonial Marines.
No.
A game that had no problems whatsoever and was a critical and commercial blockbuster loved by all.
No.
If you know of any other blasphemous video game blunders, hit me up in the comments below or send a 90s catchphrase-filled email to mattmcmuscles@gmail.com. We'll be working hard on that next episode, but when can you expect it?
What kind of shit ending is that?
So yeah, that whole shit show was Duke Nukem Forever and all this shit. You did that. I would show you another video on it, but I think you've seen enough. It's just all the shit that happened. Although, to be fair, George Broussard did take the blame for all of it. He did. He took the blame for all of it, said, yeah, it was his fault. So. Well, anyway, the game is $5 on Steam if you want to buy it. I don't recommend. If you want to see the end of the end, like I did, it's. Maybe one day I'll come back to this, and now I own it on PC. Maybe I'll play it all the way through. I'll suffer through it. Some people gave it somewhat of a positive review. I know LGR did, but LGR is a Duke Nukem fanboy. He admits it, by the way. But he hasn't played it since, so I'm pretty sure his taste in the game has changed. It's the reason why whenever I hear a company even like CD Projekt Red, like they claim with Cyberpunk, I knew it was going to be a disaster at launch. I already knew it. Like when the game was announced, I knew it because they made a lot of the same claims that Duke Nukem Forever made. When it's done, it's going to be innovative. It's going to have all new interactivity. It's going to reinvent the RPG. They said all this stuff. And I'm sitting by saying, yeah, this is going to be the exact same way. The game came out and guess what? It was the same way. It's a hard lesson. And when people got super pissed off about it, I'm staring at them like, I saw this shit a mile away. What the hell do you guys look at? I mean, even out of the first demo of Cyberpunk, they already lied. They already said in an article that was published back at the time, they said it's going to be an RPG shooter, but it's going to be more RPG than shooter. You watch the trailer, I mean the demo, it's Call of Duty, it's Battlefield, it's Far Cry, it's Grand Theft Auto, it's all that shit for the first 12 minutes. I don't see no RPG there. Should show the RPG shit first. So it was little stuff like that that made me say, you guys, you're going to get screwed, and certain people got screwed. To be fair, CD Projekt did fix the game. I still got my copy of Cyberpunk. I do plan on playing on stream. Supposedly it's done. So we'll go back to that eventually. It just got, title it as, 18 and over and stuff like that because of the way the game is. All right. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed my suffering. I'm not going to stream it all over the weekend. So that being said, I want you guys to have yourselves a good holiday. Spend time with family and friends. For the love of God, spend time with family and friends, okay? Forget everybody else. Enjoy your time off. And if you have to work, I hope you have a good time. Hope you make some good money, stuff like that. And hopefully I'll see you guys on Monday. Hopefully. And maybe we'll go back to Warzone. I don't know if we'll go back to it yet. Like the past week has been a holiday week, so I've been, doing all kinds of other stuff. Okay, enough talk. Thank you for joining me. Have a great time, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.